Pia naweza kuambia huyu ameshatumia hivi vitu yao.
There is something mysterious and special about seeing a bunch of gold, the color and the flash of it. When you finally hit the paste trick, it colors your judgment and you just have to be careful that it doesn't consume you because it can. At the heart of Elunza village in Bale Town, Vihiga County, miners have been looking for gold since the 1930s during the colonial rule. They work for 24 hours in search of the elusive gold with hopes that one day they will strike the money-making gem and make millions hardened by biting poverty and unemployment. These groups of young men go down the tunnels of about 50 feet deep and dig over 300 meters across in search of gold every day.
Tunaweza enda hata urefu wa futi 50 mbele, yani kiwa futi kama 50. Na tukizidi sana tunaweza pitisha 50 kwenda mbele kabisa. Bora tu shime imesimama.
The pieces of gold are then put between two hard rocks and ground into powder. The powder is then put in a bowl and the miner now starts to pan for gold. Panning is a method where the miner puts water in the soil, washing away the dirt, leaving heavy rocks and the gold to sink at the bottom. The gold is then heated at 10 to 90 degrees centigrade to turn it into metal and later added to mercury to purify and make it stand out from other rocks.
Hapa tumemaliza, tunaipeleka kwa kupima sasa kwa ratili.
The weighing is then done by two flattened bottle top like scales and weighed in grams.
Weighing scale kuna mbili. Hii ni kawaida manual ya kupima tu kawaida. Lakini siku hizi watu wanatumianga electronic scale. Hii electronic scale hivi sasa iko vizuri, inapima grams 00, alafu naweka hivi. Hii sasa ni 1.2 grams.
The interest in exploring gold deposit has been left to area residents and other small-scale miners. This has renewed enthusiasm, and the once sleepy and peaceful village is now on a gold rush. Most of them have now underpinned all their hopes for better living and the elusive money-making gem. As a result, most people have been buried alive in the mines, leaving behind their dependence on a struggle to keep the family going with lots of shattered dreams. Nevertheless, the surviving ones continue to explore the precious metal undeterred, because they believe their success is in the tunnel.
Sasa ukiwa na roho ya kusema utaangukiwa na hii mchanga, huwezi chimba juu tumezoea, nimekuwa ni kazi kama kawaida. Sasa tumezoea kwa uchimbaji yetu. Lakini ukiwa na imani nikienda kwa pale nitaangukiwa, huwezi fanya kazi. Sasa ni kazi tu kama kawaida.
In 1996, tragedy struck miners at Kichutu, where weak soil from above collapsed, burying and killing at least 7 of the miners.
Sasa hapa ndio mahali ajali ilitokea. Watu 7 wakafia hapa.
Ilikuwa saa za jioni mwaka wa 1997 mwezi wa 4, wakati manyunyu ya mvua ilikuwa imezidi, na hiyo manyunyu ndio ilisababisha. Na wakati huo pesa zilikuwa nyingi, walikuwa wanafuata pesa zaidi. Watu wakawa ni wengi na kazi kawa ni kidogo. Sasa wanang'ang'ania. Sasa jioni kama saa 10 mvua imesha katika. Kivumbi cha kwanza kikaanguka ndani. Watu kang'aniwa. Waende watoe wale waine. Wakirudi sababu mmoja anasema ndugu yangu, wakafuatana. Muda dakika 5 hivi tena kipunga cha pili kikalipuka.
Ilale kesho yake asubuhi ndio mheshimiwa Msala Mdavidi akapata habari. Akakuja hapa. Akakuja na kabisa na yake akatoa na mapolisi na dio na nini. Wakakuja wakatoa hiyo wakatoa hiyo mchanga, wakafufua wale watu. Wakawatoa huko chini ya udongo. Sasa nikiogopa nitakula nini? Siwezi ogopa. Mimi lazima niingie tu hapa. Shimo langu ndio hili. Lazima niingie hapo ndio nipate chakula.
When I was called one evening that 3 members had been trapped in a landmine. So I went to the place, mobilized the people, and we started rescue programs. By around 7 in the evening, we realized that we would not do much. So I called off the whole thing, informed my seniors, that is my DO and the DC that particular time, and then we all agreed that we would excavate the following day. The following day, we mobilized members of the community, and we started working. We managed to at least get 2 bodies out of that mine, and on reaching the 3rd one at around 4 in the evening, 5 other members were trapped, and that is the time we called off the whole thing till the following day again.
A few meters away from her home is another family that also lost their son, who was the sole breadwinner of the family.
Hiyo siku kijana aliamka tu mzuri, akaenda kutafuta huko chini kwa Colt kama kawaida. Kufika saa 6 nikasikia simu ikapika, kijana amefunikiwa na mchanga. Baba yake kukimbia kuenda huko, akapata kama ako ndani ya shimo. Kuenda kuchimbua kusaidiwa na wengine, akapata kijana, akatoa huko kijana kama ameaka.
This has left a gap in Kichutu village, where everyone now asks whether the government cares about gold mining in the country and what it is doing to secure the lives of these miners. Chrysanthus Gishero, a member of the Geological Society of Kenya and a senior hydrogeologist at Earth Water Limited, explains the government's take on gold mining in the country.
We have had over the years, the law has been very loose, allowing anybody to acquire a license and go and start mining without sometimes the requisite skills. And this is why now you find the small scale miners have been suffering. But currently we have a bill that we have been pursuing with the support of the Minister for Mining, Najib Balala. Now, this bill provides a lot of support to especially the small-scale miners, who are the primary producers. And it also allows them, quite a bit of power, to carry out their businesses, because most of them are on farm. You can imagine somebody comes from outside, comes to your farm, he has a license, the place is pegged, normally you peg the area, and now he starts harvesting the gold because he has a license, and leaves you with gaping holes whereby you have nothing.
Yeah.
So, that bill is addressing that particular gap that was there before.
Children drop out of school to be with their peers at the mining fields. This has seen great increase in the level of illiteracy in the village. Girls are forced into early marriages and boys as young as 15 years old are introduced into mining with hopes of a better future compared to that one of being educated. Elonza Primary School, being the only primary school in the area, is one of the most affected with the case of dropouts. However, the school administration has devised a way where the teacher works hand in hand with their parents to bring back children into school.
The gold mining at Kijutu has really affected the enrollment in the school. We have had some dropouts who have actually dropped out and gone to that place for mining. We have actually called upon parents. We have sensitized them on the importance of education by calling PTA. They have come here, we've talked, and it has really changed. It has really actually reduced a bit. Apart from that, we have also got another organization which has been on the school compound for the last 6 months. That is Little Sports Organization. These children tend to love sports, so every Tuesdays that group has been coming here, and we have seen it work. Pupils actually come to school every day. Apart from that, we have also involved these children in co-curricular activities. They don't just dwell in books alone, and this has actually also reduced the number of dropouts. Not completely, but still we have some whose actually parents who have actually not taken education seriously. They end up now taking them. You hear that the boy is absent or the girl is absent, is assisting the parent to do that. So somehow it has affected, but we are trying to eradicate that.
Well, as a teacher and also as a mother, gold mining at Kijutu has both negative and positive aspects. First of all, as a teacher, because of the dropout, most of the pupils drop out before even they attain the 8-year course. And also the behavior. There's also behavior change. Pupils or even the parents, I can say people are exposed to a lot of money. And when they have that money in bulk, they do things which are not for the pupil to be in school, and they also change their behavior, which brings negative aspects in the whole community. And also on the side of mostly we say boys drop out earlier, but the girls are also affected, because those boys or the men or the fathers, when they get the money, they lure these young girls using the money. And mostly with even in the mandazi, we have a lot of mandazi. They bought a packet of mandazi and a bottle of soda. So what next? The girls are also affected by that. So as a mother, that one also makes me feel bad about these boys and the girls, and mostly the girls. Because you can say the boys are the ones who want to go to work there. The girls are at home, yes, but they are affected mostly. on the part of the parents on the PTA, it is true we have very few men. And even when we call for the parents meeting, you know, those ones who come are the mothers. Because now, the way I said, the Kichutu, if they are there and they get money, yes, it is good, but they don't use it well. Most of them become drunkards. So when they are needed in school, they don't have that time. They don't have that time to come and participate in the PTA. So the few we get, we tell them to encourage the others to balance that work and what they do at the Kichutu. Then they also balance with coming to school and also participating in other community activities. But it's not very easy, because they will tell us that is where we get money. Most of them, even if you call a parent, the father will say, I do not have time. So we all keep on telling them, if you don't have time for this child and you are looking for money to feed the child, and you don't know what the child is doing, then it is useless. We talk to them and tell them, look for that money and also balance and see the education of their children and other activities in the community.
Minors are involved in drinking illicit brew, which has become part of their life. After a hard day's work, they all gather at a nearby farm and enjoy a locally made brew known as changa to dust off a day's hard work. Those who worked the whole day in the mines and got nothing borrow money from locals as little as 10 shillings to buy the brew. This comes at a time where the government of Kenya is trying to eradicate homemade alcoholic drinks due to their effects on the society and the youth of this country.
During my tenure, I was very, very tough. I made sure that most of the areas where changa was sold were closed down. I even bundled some, took them to prison, and by that time it used to be, one would be sentenced to 3 to 6 months during that particular time. Because the government somehow is also a bit lenient on those people. The fine was so low, because in most cases the judges would at least fine them 2,000 shillings, 3,000 shillings. And you see, this is somebody who is having over 50,000 shillings, because selling changa is also a lucrative business.
Land that was once used for farming has been turned into mining fields, with some residing in close proximity to the mining sites. Even so, some residents are not willing to sit back and watch the village drown into quagmire. The miners believe that substitution, isolation, correct engineering, protective gear and equipment, education and awareness are all that is needed to improve and help them from harm. The children and generations to come can only want to see good Samaritans unite their bonds from a sinking village and Eldonza village growing to